evening, Chad. How are you today?
Wyatt, I could not be better.
Welcome to Los Angeles.
Dude, thank you.
You're in town for, well, we've got a lot to talk about, but you're in town for a string of shows, a show. What are you up to?
Well, yeah, so it's always a loaded question, and basically the short answer is that I had an anchor date in Vegas for a fan's birthday. And so I put an all-star band together there, and then because that one paid us pretty well, I was like, well, I'm so close to California, I should go out and see my friends out there. So put together a fun show with a bunch of rock stars here who are just dear friends of mine throughout the years. As you know, I've been doing it for a long time. You and I have crossed paths. We'll get to that. So I'll put that together, and then I've got a show up in Santa Barbara at a place called Cutler's. And then I'm coming back down to visit my endorsements at NAMM, which is the largest, for those of you who don't know, is the largest trade show in the world, the mothership, and where I endorse some Godin guitars and Telefunken microphones and Fishman preamps. So I'll go to all those booths and kiss babies, and then I'm joining my friends Carmine Rojas, bass player, Michael from David Bowie, Michael Geegan from Justin Timberlake on sax, and then Jonathan Mover from Satriani and Aretha Franklin. All these rock stars are playing at the House of Blues, and they've asked me to sing "Lawyers, Guns, and Money" at the gig. So I'll be singing a tune and just hanging out with my buddies at the House of Blues, and then NAMM again on Saturday, and then Sunday fly home. So
which House of Blues?
Anaheim.
Yeah. In Anaheim, yes.
Yep.
Very cool.
And,
so when was your gig in Vegas?
Gig was Saturday night in Vegas, and then
was that with the same cast?
No, different band. That was with Ted, the guitarist from the Killers.
All right.
A monster bass player, Eric, and then my drummer Drew of 21 years, who's been out on tour with Michael Bolton and Hall & Oates, and latest now he's out with Seal.
And what venue did you play at?
It was
Vegas?
called The Space. Beautiful venue, fits a couple hundred people. And so he just invited his friends from all over the country to his 60th birthday.
That's wild.
Yeah, and just an amazing Chris Dole and his wife Lisa put it all together, and we played alongside another band, the Police Experience, a Police tribute band, because his favorite band is the Police. And so it was just so much fun. We just tore it up. Vegas, being a Vermont guy, as you know, you and I have hung in Vermont. I can only take so much of the madness,
the hustle.
Yeah,
the bustle,
I like it for a little bit,
yeah.
and I gotta go. And so it was pretty amazing to get in the car on Sunday and just drive across the desert, and hit that amazing diner with Chocolate Shake and Killer Sammy in the middle of nowhere, and then just to come into L.A., it's really, really fun. And my dear friend Matt Brandon gave me his house up in Palos Verdes, so I'm up there living the life on my own in this big old house. And and just hanging. Had a great rehearsal with the boys today, and ready to rock tomorrow.
So you got into Vegas. Did you just take the 5 hours to get here? You stopped at the diner.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy that any longer than that?
I mean, I just enjoyed the drive. I didn't sleep at all. So it was beautiful. It was so cool seeing all those. I kept asking my drummer, "What are these mountains?" He's like, "I don't know."
There's so many of them. They just keep coming and coming and coming.
Yeah,
you go up a mountain, you come down a mountain.
Yeah,
you don't even know
it was just so beautiful. And I did it once with my family back in 2018, 2019. We did a 6-month trip across the country with my wife and 2 kids in an RV doing gigs and house concerts, and my wife's an artist, Katie O'Rourke, and so she did some painting, but it was cool to do it again, just with me and Drew.
So you're psyched for your gig at Trip tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm really psyched, and that's a whole different band. So that's Carmine Rojas from Bowie and Tina Turner, and Rod Stewart on bass, Martin Geegy, who is my dear friend. Do you remember Geegy? Did you know him? From Vermont. So he was a piano player, and I played in his band. And now he makes movies.
I'm gonna look him up because, I worked at the music store, Advanced Music.
You did?
For like 8 years.
Okay.
I like did drum shop stuff.
Billy and Mike, you work with PR?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, in
All those
'94, I
guys.
bought my DW drum kit from Advance.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Yeah.
So Giggy.
Giggy, yeah.
Giggy. I might know him. I'll look him up. But so you've got this gig in at Trip, and then you're going up to Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
After this.
Yep, for
Same
Thursday.
same guys at Santa Barbara,
Just
or
solo.
whole different.
Just solo.
That's you solo.
Yeah.
Is that the end of this leg?
Then I do NAMM. Well, then I'll be at the House of Blues Friday
Right.
night, and then in Anaheim, and then Saturday just doing NAMM and seeing friends and stuff, and then I'll fly home Sunday.
Have you been to like Big Sur and any of that stuff?
I have.
That's a little bit quite a ways further up, but
I won't be doing that. I'm pretty focused. I'm actually going to go on my way home, on my way to NAMM, home from Santa Barbara. I'm going to visit the Foo Fighters studio.
Oh, very nice.
Because
that's in the valley, right?
Yeah, Gigi does a lot of recording there, and his daughters Rebecca and Esther are incredible. Have just signed a record deal, and they're doing records there. And then I have friends there that I've known from the past. My guitar player's son, Charlie LaPresti, actually works there, and then a guy I did a gig with in Vermont. Ollie is one of the engineers there. So yeah, man, it's just all these, like, you're a perfect example of like the magic of touring and playing music for 35 years, how full circle things. Like, I mean, to let you out there know, I just called this sound guy, Wyatt, on the phone today, and he's like, dude, I know you. And I'm like, what? And he's telling me about this gig on the side of a mountain where he had to run 100 feet of cable. And I'm like, and then I'm here.
It's wild. It's magical. It really
is magic. Well, I think the universe works in mysterious ways, and I've been so blessed to make a living and raise a family on music and on writing songs.
And that's how I see you. I mean, I've known you as a musician since back east.
Yeah.
Your name has been around, and then we ran into each other. We worked with each other. But through social media, a lot of your what you have there is like family oriented stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy's a family guy, but I know he goes out and he tours with these amazing musicians.
Yeah.
But then he also holds time to be this amazing father and family. And I was like, I didn't know that was possible at that time, I thought you had to pick and choose one thing or the other.
I think a lot of people think that, and I think it's really been my moniker. Like, so much of my brand is Vermont, is dad and family, and like my wife and my kids, and the music evolves around, I think, just an overall appreciation of life. But just in this time, we need the positive music and vibe more than ever.
Yeah.
Because our world is in such a state right now, and instead of getting pissed off and yelling at the TV or the radio or whatever, I put it into my shows and to hanging with people like you and making a difference, because we can make a difference, and I think the community that I surround myself, here you are,
what comes around goes around,
are really, really cool people. And so I just feel so lucky, and I think that comes across. I think a lot of people think of musicians as these egotistical pricks, and there are those. There are a lot of those, but I think they've missed the boat in terms of appreciation and getting what it's all about. For me, it's never been about the booze, the drugs, and the girls. It's been the opposite. I haven't been drinking for a whole year, and I feel unbelievable, and like with my focus, and just it's all about my music and my family.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You have a song for us?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think that one of the hardest things, especially when you're hitting the road, is remembering to breathe. So I'm gonna play "Breathe" for you. When the wall comes down and you Lost your crown in the clouds that seem so dark. You lost who you are, yeah. And the stone feels cold right down to your soul. Just find your core in the dark of the early morn. And you crave your home, and you're not alone. In the air is your only friend. Just breathe, oh, and breathe once again, yeah. And it all seems so black and white, just like that winter evening sky. Just breathe, oh, and breathe once again, once again, yeah. And again, yeah. The rain pours down, and you've almost drowned in the tears, and the water blends. And it's hard to see where you are. And then it's getting so cold, and you know you're feeling old. And there's a door, soup in her, and walk in. And you crave your home, and you're not alone. And the air is your only friend. Just breathe, oh, and breathe once again. And it all seems so black and white, just like that winter evening sky. Just breathe, oh, and breathe once again. Oh, yeah, once again. Like, yeah, once again. Once again, no lie, yeah, and again, again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Crave your home, and you're not alone. In the air, she's your only friend. Just breathe, and breathe once again. And then it all seems so black and white, just like that Vermont winter evening sky. Just breathe and breathe once again. And you crave your home, and you're not alone. In the air, she's your only friend. Yeah, just breathe, oh, and breathe once again. And then it all seems so black and white, just like that winter evening sky. Just breathe, oh, and breathe once again. Just breathe, oh, and breathe once again. Oh, just breathe and breathe, hey, once again. Yeah, once again. And again, yeah, yeah. Again and again and again. Just breathe once again. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Breathe.
It's so important.
Well,
it really is, just to take a pause and
well, and here's the thing, man, is that I forget to. You know, like you get so worked up. Like, I mean, dude, like we were joking about the traffic here. Like, good God, you know, I mean, Vermont, you know, the traffic is like 2 cars at the light instead of none, you know, like, and so
you're still
well, even on the way here it was so funny. Don't take the 10. By the way, it was fine. Yeah, it was great. I mean, when I see something that I'm going to a place and it says 15 minutes, I was like, oh, you know, it was amazing. So I went to the Warner Brothers studios today to visit Gigi, and they have an office there now, and it's so amazing, this whole world out here that's like, it's just so overwhelming, and so great. There's when you find the people who are making it happen on the kind of insides, and these people, like, I mean, I was in this room with the business people, with all just sitting there, just so beautifully part of this circle of people that are making movies, that are writing the music, that are like, hey, Chad could do this, and I'm like, yes, like with the Grammy Award winners, multiple Grammys. This guy sitting at the table would run 15 Grammys, and just like being a part of it, it's just, I don't know, it's really special.
And LA, I don't know if you have felt this being out here. It's the second largest city in the country. Vermont is the second smallest state in the country, but there's still this weird connection that I don't know if I can fully understand it yet, but when I came out here to begin with 8 years ago, I was like, this feels like, like home. Like, it feels like a part of Vermont. Like, if Vermont were to get as big as LA is, that's what Vermont would become. You know what I mean?
This is amazing.
Do you feel that way at all?
I do not whatsoever. I was listening to you, and I was like, I would love to agree with you. No, nowhere near. And it's just because, like, you've been here for a while.
It's like a big little city.
If I were living out here, I might feel differently. But me coming out here, and like, I mean, I'm, granted, I'm a spoiled little jerk staying in Palos Verdes up on the, overlooking Los Angeles, and I was, stayed at my buddy's in the foothills, last night, just 15 minutes from Warner Brothers. So like, I'm starting to get the lay of the land. But I just, it's so big.
Yeah, but there
are different microcosms, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's different pods.
It's pretty groovy. The more people I meet, that have been doing it for a while, the less anxiety I have.
I love that. And I love to hear that, because I think, like, knowing you and knowing like our mutual friends, and like still I'm like in shock that you've done sound for us, and like calling you on the phone. Like, I'm in friggin' Los Angeles doing a gig, and the sound guy, this guy Wyatt, is like, dude, I know you, and he's like, hey, do you want to do my podcast? Just like, I just love that, and I think that's to your point.
Yeah,
like that is how the world rolls, and I do think that there's so much like intentionality and positivity that if you put it out, it comes to you.
You're speaking of the universe, like
yes, sir.
It comes back around.
Yes.
And I just got a text message from the other sound guy, and he's like, "Hey, if you know this guy, do you want to work tomorrow?"
Yes, I do.
So I think we'll be working again.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, and I don't know. I guess I can't really speak enough to the appreciation of what I do, and I think that is, I don't know, I think it's so visible and clear when we hop on a stage that, like, I've seen dudes who just get up there and going through the motions, who have multiple hits out, who have a career and almost like don't really care about it. Like, I'm so, like, I don't, my career has been amazing, but I've never had any hits. I've never had, but I've been blessed to play music for a living. And
How often do you go out on these adventures?
Well, it's new. COVID really screwed us up.
Yeah.
And so, we're still,
recovering, right?
You're still recovering, and it's not normal. And California is a beating, because I say that in the most gentle way.
So flying out to the West Coast and then...
no, I'm just meeting for finances.
Yeah.
Like, if I did not have that anchor date, like, I'm not making any money here. Like, I'm paying out of my pocket.
It's a vacation.
To play these guys. Like, tomorrow night's gig is a tip bucket.
Yeah.
You work there.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, and to get a guarantee, I mean, back in the day, people used to pay to play, and that's, they might still happen, but not really anymore. But you don't make money, I mean, my, Santa Barbara gig, a couple $100 to play a whiskey room for a couple hours.
That's gas.
Yeah. And I luckily have a friend, so I don't need to buy a hotel, but it's about the greater good. It's about my music and me getting it out there. So I got the gig that paid me, and then I go and do these, and then I'm here with you and you and you and you.
And you meet more people along the way.
I do.
And and it'll come. It'll come back.
Yeah, and I don't really I never I've gotten away from worrying about the money. And then the money comes, which is really funny because when you play and you believe from the heart,
people respond to that.
It happens,
and hey, what's going on? There's that authentic thing I've been listening for, and I hear it, and I'm gonna go check it out. Let's do one more song.
Okay,
I've got a story or something I want to throw at you. I'm curious at how you'll react. But yeah, go ahead and do another song, and we'll do a little bit more chat, and then...
Amazing. So I'll dedicate this one to you and to all the travelers out there, because LA, I do feel that, of course, the traffic's crazy, but it's almost like you all have kind of given up. You're like, listen, I'll just have my meeting in the car, and I'm good. But back east, there's a thing that people like to do, and you can't really do it here because it's too much traffic, but it's called... just hanging in the left lane. Now, if you're in this left lane, you're supposed to go fast, right? Right. And if you're going to go slow, you get over, right? Well, that doesn't happen in the East, and especially in a place called Boston, Massachusetts. There's this route that goes around Boston called 128, and these jerks just hang in the left lane and dog it, and I get very angry, and so I wrote this song for them, and it's coming out on my new single within the next couple of months, and it's called Left Lane Fascination. Yeah. You always need to get there first. Your time is worth much more than mine. As I'm sitting here behind you and going out of my mind, I said maybe I should buy some flowers to stare at as I make my way, or find a pretty girl past these hours. So many things I would like to say. Yes, I see left lane fascination is one very scary game. Yeah. I see left lane fascination. If you'd only get the hell out of my way. Maybe trauma as a young one. I see last kid picked or left behind. I know it's hard, but let's move on now. These bright lights and this here finger are your sign. Come on now. You see left lane fascination is one very scary game, baby. Woo! I see left lane fascination. If you'd only get the hell out of my... I'm a peaceful man who just wants to get home. So listen to my song, we're playing on the radio. You gotta make a life change to the right lane. Let me pass on by. Let me pass on by. Let me pass on by to cure your city left lane fascination. It's never ever gonna change, yeah. Left lane fascination. City will always be the same, yeah. Left lane fascination. It will always be the same, 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 same. See left lane fascination. It will always be the same.
Nice. Nice.
Woo! It's it's painful.
The middle lane. The middle lane is that's the one you want to be in. I count.
Just stay there.
3 over from the left. 1, 2, 3. Those are the 3 lanes. Yeah. All those ones on the right.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
no, I mean it's not that hard. But here's the thing, because like it's like a lot of it's old people. You know, you go by and then you feel badly because you're flipping off an old blue hair or something, but it's like the normal people that it's like they feel that because they're in that left lane that they're getting there faster, even though they're going 50 miles an hour. Like if you're in that left lane, you should be going 75 at least, you know, and moving along. And if you're gonna go slow, get in the middle lane or get in the far right lane.
Out here though, there's no rules.
No. Like it's almost like they laugh at you if you put your blinker on. Like, look at that jerk from Vermont. Yeah. It's so funny. Like the blinker just don't bother.
But speaking of driving,
yes.
So I think we've spent time on the same bus before.
Oh.
So you're familiar with the Vermont Joy Parade.
Dude, yeah. You're bringing it out.
Yes. And I think you might have been out here. I mean, I toured around with them for a couple goes.
Yeah.
And I loosely heard that you had borrowed their bus for a little while.
I rented it. And here's the funny thing about that bus is because it was meant to run on veggie oil.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I pumped that grease.
And we'll see back then. And then just as we got it, we had the driver, I can't remember his name, but he grew up in my neighborhood.
Benny?
No. But anyway, we had a driver who grew up in the Burlington area, who had been on that bus before.
Which bus was it? What color was it?
It was the red.
Red, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Joy Parade. And
spent 6 weeks on that bus.
Yeah, and so we flew out and met it in like Arizona or something.
Oh, because they were already out.
They were already out. It was already out here, and it was available, and so. And instead of driving across country. But the fascinating thing was that I was like, okay, man, we're on, veggie oil, gas is really expensive, blah, blah, blah. And at that point, vegetable oil, like there was this time when restaurants like KFCs and all that, they were just giving it away. Like they were, please take it. And then companies were getting smart and were getting it for free. And taking it, and actually we're paying for it. So we were in that phase where that had ended.
Oh, it shifted?
It had shifted. And so we got, I think, 15 miles on veggie oil, and then it was such a pain.
It dried up, huh?
It was all really dirty, really messy, and the actual the process. I mean, and imagine arriving to a gig and you always smell like French fries. It's how it was, and so we just bagged it, and I bought gas.
Yep.
But anyway, it was.
So you didn't do any of the bandit like we would pull up to grease traps with the bus. This was I think I was on it after because yeah, it was hard to get grease.
It was really hard.
And there's all the grease containers were locked. They're padlocked.
Yes.
Sometimes we were able to get a tube in through. But we were like, pulling up alongside to block the view from the restaurant sometimes. It was like on the other side of the parking lot.
Clandestine and we're just mofos.
And we had the little pump out there. do. And then
that's hilarious.
Sometimes we'd see people come out going, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Nothing.
Like, time to go, okay?
That's crazy. No, we weren't smart enough. And there was only one dude.
It was dirty work.
There was only one dude that knew how to do it, and we weren't, not that we were divas, but I was not going to get all friggin' dirty and doing this. It was just, I thought it was going to be an easier thing, and it was not.
Yeah, that grease gets everywhere.
Yeah,
we had like bags that we had jumpsuits that we had to put the jumpsuits in plastic bags after we were done working.
Yeah, we had nothing of the sort. We were not prepared to be dirty oil French fry monkeys.
So did you spend any nights on the bus?
Oh, yeah.
Just a few?
Yeah, no, we spent a bunch of time on it. But, I mean, we had friends in a lot of places. So, like,
oh, is it Devin?
Yes.
Devin was the driver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get
that was Zeitgeist 2, I think they called that bus. And then I spent a little bit of time on they bought another bus. It was called a Tumbler bus that this wrestling team had used. So they cut the top off, extended it.
Oh, yeah.
So we were able to make, extra large bunks in that one.
Yeah.
But that's cool. What year was that? That must have been around 2010, 2012.
Probably, yeah. It sounds about right.
Yeah,
the time for me, I can tell you clearly, like with my kids, going back, because Riley, our daughter is 20 now.
Wow, 20. I was gonna guess 15.
Yeah, and Bode. Well, so they're in college in Colorado. So Rye's at CU Boulder and Bodie's at CU Denver.
Wow.
So they're rocking, and it's just a whole different ball game. Kids away, and
they flew the coop. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not yet. So Katie, here's the thing. People are like, oh, empty nesters, and we're like, no, we are open nesters.
They come back.
I give that credit to my beautiful wife Katie, because the empty nest is such a sad scenario, visual, and we will get to that point where it is empty and they have graduated college and have jobs, but we most likely will move near to where they are, because they actually, I think, want to be near us.
Yeah.
My son,
that's special. That's nice.
My son, maybe not as much as our daughter, but anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But it's just amazing. Our kids are amazing, and I just being a dad is by far as I've done a lot of cool things with rock and roll, and have played with a bunch of rock stars and have made records and toured. The coolest thing I ever did was become a dad.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. That's rad.
So I just I'm thankful, and I've raised a family. I've paid. My wife knew. We always talk about this, that she knew what she signed up for, because people, it's not easy being a rock and roller's girlfriend, wife, and she raised the kids. She wanted to raise our children while I was away, because I would go away. 9/11, we were on the road for 3 months, and that first week, on the day of 9/11, we had to go into DC to get our friend, and embers were coming down from the plane that hit the Pentagon. And she had called me and said, "Come, turn on your TV." I'm like, it's 7:30 in the morning, and I turn on the TV, and the second plane hit, and you remember, just the world stopped. But that night, Bruce Hornsby was supposed to sit in with us down in Virginia. He did not, and everything stopped and gigs were canceled. So, but point being, we would be out on the road for a long period of time, and she was home by herself.
Wow.
With our community in Worcester, Vermont. So she had people, but still, she was raising little kids, and she knew it. She loves being a mom, and I love being a dad. And so as we grew, the kids grew, I did not go away, because I wanted to be there. I didn't want to miss my kids starting to walk. I didn't want to miss their first words, and I didn't. I was away when they were really young, and then I was around, and I would go away we kind of had the 2-week rule. I would go away for 2 weeks and come back home.
And Burlington and beyond had an amazing and vibrant musical community.
Yeah, totally. And it's interesting, but Burlington's in a real shift right now.
Yeah.
And we're having a tough time.
Nectar's closed. I couldn't believe it.
It was really sad. I went to show my buddy Nectar's, and I knew it was closed, but I just went to show him, and there was this unhoused woman in the front, spreading her pad down, and just lying down in the Nectar's breezeway.
Yeah.
It's just,
that includes metronome too, I imagine, right?
Yeah, man. They're both done. And I mean,
that's an end of an era. Wow.
I hung out. I played with Warren Haynes at metronome. John Fishman, the night that they were on Letterman, they taped Letterman at 5, and it was the only night in his career where he wore a suit instead of the dress. Taped Letterman, came in and sat in with us at Nectar's.
I forgot Fishman wore a dress every night.
Every night. And sat in with us at Nectar's, and just like the history, and like, because Fish is great and their success is beautiful, and I've played with each one of them at different times. Fishman is a friend of mine. I know each of them, but not very well.
Yeah, it's rad conversations with them.
That's a whole thing. But so much more than Fish was the thousands of bands that played Nectar's that that got their start at Nectar's. The legendary bands that Russ Lawton's band that plays with Trey now, called the Natives. Played Nectar's, all the time with Mary Amsterberg and Peter Linton. Great band. Screaming Broccoli, Burlington band Chin Ho. All these bands. The X-Rays played thousands of shows. Joe Moore, that was in the X-Rays, and Peter Riley. Joe Moore, sax, who passed away a couple years back.
No, he did.
Yeah, we lost Joe. But there's just so much more than Fish, and not to take away from their success, but Nectar's was so much more than just that. Because oftentimes people just talk about Fish, and they're a Vermont brand and beautiful, but
music served daily was their motto.
Yes, sir.
It was like on their
and
on
gravy
their
fries.
And their gravy fries.
Yeah.
Oh, give me some of those gravy fries.
Yeah, and Nectar would be serving them, and Nectar would sit me down in the booth and say, Chad, I've got gigs for you, and he'd open his paper calendar and put us in for 2 nights, and it was a magical place where a lot of people cut their teeth and learned how to play, how to perform, how to promote yourself and bring out a crowd.
Me being one of those.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was.
And
incredible.
So point being, Burlington is in a kind of a rough state of being, but there's so much music around. Dwight and Nicole out of Burlington. Ryan Montbleu, one of my favorite singer-songwriters, and a friend of mine, lives in Burlington now.
Grace Potter.
Yeah, Grace. Yeah, of course, Grace. She's in and out. She's L.A. and Waitsfield, and Zach Nugent, Dead Sets. He's kicking around. He lives just outside of Montpelier now. But there's so many of my friends that are kind of in and out of Burlington, so yeah, it's really cool. It's in transition now, and hopefully it'll come on back. But we need it's hard losing venues.
Yeah,
because they're really
such iconic ones.
There's not really a Burlington venue. I mean, in South Burlington,
it's
there's
a higher ground, but it's okay. That's a skip.
Yeah, well, they have the small room that's
300,
and then they have 800 in the big ballroom. And I just sat in with Adam Ezra, who's a great band out of Boston, at the big room, and it's hard to lose venues, but we just we pivot and we do our things, and the house concerts is one of my favorite things to do on tour these days, and so go and play for people in their communities. But man,
would you like to play
your
third song for us?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do a little wrap up.
That sounds good. So the reason that I'm able to do this is because of my beautiful wife. And Katie used to work at a place in Killington, Vermont called the Outback Pizza Place. And I walked in on a Tuesday night and I brought her flowers. And she looked at me and she said, "What are these for?" And I said, "I don't know." And she said, "Oh, they're flowers for no reason." So it took me 25 plus years to write it. And this baby's coming out in the next couple of weeks here. So this is Flowers for No Reason for my beautiful wife, Katie. Flowers for no reason, don't matter the season, 'cause her smile, it radiates so every day. Gave her flowers for no reason, feeling is oh so pleasing. I can feel that ache in my heart from miles away. Every day when I wake, my heart's about to break. For this fiery blue-eyed ginger is lying right next to me. She gave us 2 kids and this life. I never dreamt it'd be so right. But here we are, still laughing and crying at all the beauty of what has become. Yeah. Flowers for no reason, don't matter the season. Her smile, it radiates so every day. Give her flowers for no reason. Yeah, the feeling is oh so pleasing, and I can feel that ache in my heart for miles and miles and miles away. Yeah. She's weeding out the garden, and I'm mowing this here lawn. Ryan bowed their kitchen toes in our so-called pond, yeah. You see, we're all growing, not really knowing, but as it curves, we seem to turn down these here dirt roads towards the sun, yeah. Now, flowers for no reason, don't matter the season. There's her smile and radiates so every day. Gave her flowers for no reason. The feeling is oh so pleasing, and I can be that ache in my heart for miles, oh and miles away, see miles away, see miles away, here away, hey, 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 hey. See from miles and miles away, miles away, oh, away, hey, hey, hey.
I want to thank you so much for coming out tonight on such a short notice. Before we wrap up,
yeah, man,
can you tell me, everybody else, how to find you, socials, YouTube,
yes,
Instagram?
Of course. So my website is chadmusic.com. Pretty amazing. People ask me how I got it, because I was alive at the beginning of the intraweb, literally. And I was like, wow, what should my website be? Chad Music. I've had people that come to shows. Anyway, so chadmusic.com. Instagram is Chad Hollister. Facebook is Chad Hollister Band. And Spotify is Chad Hollister.
Apple Music?
Apple Music is Chad Hollister. But here's what I will thing to put out to your people. The way to support an artist is not through Spotify or Apple Music, because they don't pay us anything. Apologize. And if they're your sponsor, good, because they suck. Sorry. And it does nothing for the artist. So is to hire the band, bring us into your backyard, or go on to chadmusic.com and buy my music, because that is how you truly support artists.
Is your email address on your website?
info@chadmusic.com will come right to me, and I will find you. I also lead songwriting workshops for songwriters of all levels, and I will come to you, or you can come to Vermont. And then I also create custom songs for people. So anyway, there's all my pitches. But Wyatt, thanks, man. Good luck with this, and thanks to the amazing people here.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Chad.
Appreciate you. All right. Peace. Thank you.